You on mute, you prick.
Celtics are trash. Let's start there. Celtics are trash. So basically, this is some respite over what is going to happen very soon, which is Enzo taking over Chelsea. So I'm fearing that live. So that's why NBA and basketball is just a nice little diversion until that crap that is about to happen, and then of course building onto that UCL round. So this is a nice distraction over the crap that's happening at Chelsea right now. So I want to just first start with this Celtics dudes, man, and I want to just talk and like, let's just keep it real. This is not a jinx. There's no one that I'm rooting for here. Celtics are not winning. They simply are not winning, bro. These guys are not winning this championship. But what I want to know is why do people rate Tatum over Brown? What has Jason Tatum done that makes him the superstar star player over Jalen Brown? It doesn't make any sense.
HH's a better player though.
Who's a better player?
Tatum.
Has he proven it in this series that he's the better player?
No. Obviously, we can say that some players can outperform even like the main superstar, as in Jalen Brown. But
Wait, hold on. If you're the superstar, you should always be performing. Specifically, when the game is close, you should be the guy that should be performing.
yeah, I mean you're not wrong, but I would still say that if we want to go off just the eye, we can just clearly tell who's just a better player. Tatum is a better playmaker. He's a better
That's
scorer.
true.
He's a better defender. He's just a better player. Like just off the
And
eye, it's
Jalen Brown can't dribble with his other hand.
Need a better ball handler.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, okay. So Slade, how are you rating Tatum then? Did you rate him then?
I, I mean, I feel like he's just very slightly overrated. I feel like the PR for him is kind of a bit too much, but I also don't think he deserves a lot of the hate. I think I don't really know what you would have expected him to do. I feel like we've
What you mean?
seen
Tatum or Brown?
kind of both of them, but more so Jason Tatum, just because he was, especially like his draft stock, he's always been the more highly rated of the two of them. Um, yeah, I like Jalen Brown. I think he's
No,
done
but do you
very
know what I
well.
think that the hate is? Again, maybe I'm wrong, but like guys in the chat, you may say I think because so much is said about him, you would expect, okay, wow, people talk about a lot of this. Okay, what is the big deal? Like, well, we're gonna get in onto Luka. Like, when people say, man, Luka, like, what's the big deal? And when you see me, like, oh yeah, this is the big deal. Before, guys were telling me about, man, Anthony Edwards, this is the big guy. Why is it? Then you see him, then you see the big deal. The issue
You're
is,
not seeing it in this round.
yeah, it's like the hype of Tatum doesn't match what you actually see. Because when I watch him, I'm like, no, he's good. He's not that good. Like
No,
he
but
is
no.
good. The guy is
Yo,
good, but he's not an elite player.
can I say
Celtics
something?
PR tax.
I
Wait,
disagree.
yeah. Blake, go for it. Blake.
What I wanted to say is I think a big portion is Tatum. When Tatum first came into the scene, his first rookie year, he made it to the conference finals, and then he did that epic dunk on LeBron, and they almost won that series if it wasn't for Kyrie Irving being injured. So I think a contributing factor is the amount of conference finals appearances that he's had
I mean,
in
who
throughout
cares
his whole.
about? But nah,
No, no, I
wait,
get, I
wait.
get, I get, I get, I
So
get
now,
what you, I
champ.
get.
Oh, you'll be the no. It's about winning. It's
No,
not
no, no,
about
no,
getting.
no,
It's
no,
about winning.
no, no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's the reason. And then you've seen a lot of the times because if you really look at that team and how it's structured, that team's been together for a long time. The issue is people would have expected them to win a couple of championships by now because they're always in the conference finals. They've only made one. This is their second finals appearance. So if you really look at it, it's really down to the fact that this team is expected to win. And Tatum and this whole entire team have had moments where they've had mental lapses throughout the whole entirety of their time together. They should have lost to Miami Heat last year. They,
So do you feel these guys have the mental fortitude to win it?
I don't think so. If they don't win it this year, blow up the whole team. because they've been together for a long time. They should have at least won a couple of championships. If you look at it, Tatum's been to the conference finals 4 or 5 times. He should have at least made more
you know, okay,
finals appearances.
So a few years ago, should they have beaten the Warriors?
They didn't make it that far. They should have beaten the Cavs. The Cavs.
No. Didn't they play the Warriors in the finals like 2 years or 2 seasons ago?
2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So basically, do you believe that was? Remember, that was the one where that overrated dude Corey won his first finals
Nah,
MVP.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The way Curry was shooting, they weren't stopping him.
Yeah, and
and
also Blake, they had to because Corey that was his first ever finals MVP. He got carried by KD and got carried by Iggy to his other championships. So he had to show up for at least one. But that's another convo.
No,
but my thing though
but
is
also,
my thing is it's asking a lot to beat a cheat code like the Warriors. Now the key thing is, let's say they had beaten the Heat, would they have beaten the Nuggets in the final?
I reckon they would have matched up a lot better because you got to keep in mind the Heat got to the finals because of their role players were overperforming. You had Max Strus shooting the lights out. You got Gabe Vincent shooting as well. All of these players were shooting like crazy during that series. Jimmy Butler wasn't that good that series. Bam wasn't good at all that series. Both of those players were good. They got through based on the role players. Plus, what made it worse was they put themselves in a position when they went down 3-0. They should have never put themselves in a position to go down 3-0. Now you put yourself in the pressure to come back, and they put themselves in a position where it's an uphill battle. If they made it to the finals, they would have had a better shot because of the size advantage and how much bigger they are than the Miami Heat. Because Miami Heat, I feel like they're undersized to beat that team, especially if you got
it's a good match for them, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think if they don't win it this year, they've had the easiest run. Everybody's injured.
No, but you know, that's the whole point. I think that is actually going to be a hindrance because it's been so easy for them. Mm-hmm. Because I believe that the step up in going from this easy run to what Luka and Kyrie is doing, I think is too big a step. Hence why they're going to get smashed up. They're going to get destroyed.
You can do a reverse and say that they were rested, that they haven't even kicked into second gear.
And that can work against you because how many times do you see guys lose a game one when they've just swept the previous round? They've faced a team who've gone 7 games and then they've lost that first game because it takes a while just to get away from that lull. So I think this actually works against it because you're going to have, especially if the Timberwolves beats Mavericks tonight and just extend it. Seth, bro, do you know how much rest these guys will have had? So my thing though is I just feel the step up they're gonna have from this brick conference to Luka and Kyrie is too big a step. Now, you may be right though, where we've not even had to go into 4th gear because it's been so easy. We've beat guys in 2nd gear, but the issue is that we're just assuming there's a 4th gear for the Celtics. Don't always assume
and
stuff.
Keep in mind, they haven't been 100% healthy because Porzingis has been out injured.
Porzingis, yeah.
So, and he's a key player to the team. The one thing I will say is that I feel like that would help the Celtics is their experience of already being to the finals already. Even though they lost, there's still experience. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum for how young they are, they're very experienced in the playoffs. It's just whether they can get over that mental hump because the biggest thing that I've noticed about the Celtics don't win on good strategies and good routine. They just beat teams, at least as of recent over the years, of pure talent. They have the talent. It's just that it takes more than talent to win a championship. It's all about the adjustments, about changing things up, and that's where they've lost to teams like the Miami Heat who aren't as talented because they got a better coach to make the adjustments and fix things up.
All right, so what's it called? AK, what's the feeling about the Celtics so far?
I think first of all on Tatum, I have put some stuff on the Discord. I have gone at him quite hard, but it's because for a player as talented as Jason Tatum, you expect him to do better in the playoffs. It's that simple.
No, okay. Let me give you devil's advocate. And okay, I may be stealing this from Gil's Arena. So it's like I've not had to. Like we've not really been fully tested, so I've not had to. Yeah, nah, no, I get it. The games have been very close, especially with the paces where it's gone down to last few possessions. But the teams haven't forced me to really hit into fourth gear. So we're just playing to the level of our opposition.
You can say that, but then you can say that as long as you are forced to do that. Like if a team forces you to above that second gear, then you are going to be tested. That's why I think this coming series against the Mavericks will be so important for Tatum because
No, no,
is
no, actually,
is
no, no.
Tatum going to be?
We'll get there because we'll do a separate preview of that. But just focus on the Celtics, and we're going to talk about Celtics maps in a separate
Yeah,
section as
but
well. So
yeah, that's the thing for me. I think Jalen Brown he's been very good. He's been clutch as well. I remember that first shot in the first game against the Pacers. That 3-pointer at the very last like couple seconds of the game. That was a crazy shot because he's getting closed down and he's unbalanced. So
mm.
I think for Tatum, he has a chance in he has a chance in the NBA Finals, but overall, I haven't been that impressed with his performances.
So okay, so would you still say that Tatum is the better player, or Brown has proven to be the better player,
No,
or Celtics need
what is it
Tatum
on?
to be the main guy to win? Like Brown can't be
Wh-
the main guy for the Celtics to
What
win.
do you mean by a better player? Do you mean like the player who shows up or the player who is naturally better?
Okay, so okay, answer both of them. Who is the overall more talented player in a vacuum? Who would you trust most to show up to help Celtics win?
The issue, I think Tatum's more talented. I think Tatum is more talented than Jalen Brown.
Mm.
But the thing with Tatum is, I need to see him, truly dominate a series against, truly dominate a conference finals or an NBA finals more. And I think Jalen Brown has this series against the Pacers. Jalen Brown has shown that if when push comes to shove, I got this. I got this. And it annoys me when I look at I look at Twitter after the game and I'm like, oh, look at Tatum's stats. Though look at Tatum's stats, brother. Tatum's stats come after the Celtics have gotten a lead in the game, and he goes in the fourth quarter and he just like stat pads, man. So like, I need to see Tatum actually dominate a series to say he's more clutch than Jalen Brown. But at this moment, Jalen Brown's proving more clutch.
Kenny, thoughts on Celtics? Kenny, or what's it called? Oh
Can you
yeah,
hear
go
me?
for it. Yeah, Kenny, go for it. Yeah,
Yeah, on the Celtics, I feel like I still don't trust them.
I don't
That
trust
from the,
several. I don't
I,
trust
I
these guys,
I don't
man.
trust them. Shout out to Mitchell. But the thing is that for the past especially for the past few years, they've had like probably the most talented team. This year for me, they have by far the most talented team,
Mm.
and they've dominated in the regular season, even in the playoff. If you look at their run, but like you said, for me, it's a fugazi run. Like when I look at the teams they've played against, it's like
No, no,
and
but it's because Kenny, just to your point though, this Pacers team, they ain't great. Now I
yeah,
get that it's a sweep, but it's a sweep with context. Those
yeah.
games were close. Pacers should have won that first game. So yes, you swept them, but all these games have gone down to the wire. I think maybe
Your,
apart from one.
your
So
best player
should these
missing from
games
there
have been
too.
this close against a team this average?
But that's the thing is that if you look at the Celtics, sometimes I think they're the worst. They're the worst enemies because sometimes they play down to the competition. Like if we've
I
been real,
agree.
they should have they should have like whooped the Pacers. But if you look at them, like they play down to the competition and they make games that they should win easily. They make it closer than it should than they should make them. They
Hmm.
should honestly the Pacers they should have blown them out by at least 10, 15 points
Yeah.
like every game. But they play down to competition. I don't understand why. I don't know if it's like a mentality issue or something, but I don't feel like they're the best team. For me, they should have like the Eastern Conference. Honestly, they shouldn't with the team they have. There should not be any doubts that they should be winning NBA championship for me. There should be no doubt.
No, but what I always say is, and that's why I love the playoffs so much because, and that's why for me, James Harden is the most overrated player ever. Regular season and playoffs are two totally different beasts, bro. The team with the greatest record ever, better than MJ's Bulls, they were 3-1 up and they lost 4-3. That's the team that statistically is the greatest regular season team of all time, that Warriors team, and they lost 4-3. So my thing is that no matter how good you are in the regular season, there's just something about when people get into playoff mode and can you execute in playoff mode? Because there's a particular amount of pressure where fourth quarter, game 7, playoffs, that isn't the same as just some regular season game like in freaking in November or in January. So the question with this is, as you said, I don't trust these guys.
Yeah,
Like the talent is there. When the going gets off and it's now pressure, do you have the character and the mental fortitude to execute? Because we'll get to the Mavs afterwards and just with the Mavs afterwards. I want to see these guys truly with their backs against the wall truly test because you could argue and say, okay, maybe that Warriors game was too early for them right now. Now you have easily been the best team in the whole championship. You have home court. All of you guys are now right at the right age to now execute. So this is the perfect test to be like, okay, you have to now execute now.
Yeah, and even if I like the Mavs and even the Timberwolves, but for me they're not as good as that Warrior team that they lost to. So from like talent wise, they still have the best team. So whoever they face in the final, I still think that they should win. But like some have said, like if you look at this series, like those close games, if you go to close games like that against the Mavs, like it's not going to be a 3-0. Like, it's not going to go that way. Like when you have players like Kyrie, like Luka Doncic, like you cannot let them in games.
No, you're not. You can't.
Yeah.
You have no. I remember, you have to.
You have to explain your Doncic take, man.
Yeah.
I'll explain. I'll explain.
And quickly, one last thing that for me, Jason Tatum, until he shows it, I think people are just not going to trust him. He has to show. He has to actually.
I don't trust him.
I will say this though.
I don't. For me, I don't. Let's just me. I don't. He's. Do you know what it is? Again, maybe it's like a dyslexic thing. Like he has a very ugly shooting posture, man. I'm sorry. Like, his form is just really. Because for me, like I'm like a big Ray Allen fan, and his form is beautiful. Like Ray Allen's form is beautiful. The way he shoots, I'm like, bro, it seems as if he's always going to miss.
No, Ray Allen has top 5 shooting form of all time. So
no. That is perfect shooting form. Like
Klay
Ray Allen.
Thompson's form is pretty good.
Shout out to the Bulls
because like his legs are a bit too wide, and it's like I'm like, it looks just so awkward, and even just the way he plays, it just looks very awkward how he moves. So I'm like, look, I'm just no.
AJ Collins was like he's 6'10".
Yeah, 6'10". But I think the thing with Tatum is
hold up. How tall is KD?
KD's like 6'11". He's a unicorn.
Yeah, tall. Yeah, I think he's almost 7 foot. But on Jason Tatum, I feel like too many times, like if he plays his normal game, like, I think he should be alright. I feel like sometimes you just fall in love with shooting threes.
That's the thing. He settles too much.
Yeah, he just sets too much. Like you're 6'10", like you should be dominating this. Like when he plays his normal games, I feel like his normal game is cool, but I feel like sometimes you just fall in love too much with shooting threes. I think that's what the Celtics do as a team. Like if they have
live and die by the free.
Yeah,
and for me, and this is my
there's
thing.
no need for that.
Like I'm
agree, but the last 3 minutes we scored 18 points in the paint though against the
no, but it's just but see, I'm old school. Like I'm from the 90s, which was you hardly shot any threes. It was really about inside game.
And so mid-rangers.
And all mid-rangers inside the game, maybe a few threes. My thing about it, live and dying by the three, is that what if you have a bad shoot? The thing about 3-point shooting is you have good nights, you have bad nights. You see, Steph Curry and Klay, those are freaks, the likes of which we'll never see ever again. So those guys never had bad nights. So those guys, hence why Warriors was a cheat code, because Steph and Klay, that's not normal.
Everyone's trying to copy what the Warriors did, though.
Yeah.
I think like the late 2010s, early 2010s, and late 2000s is like the best form of basketball, like a mixture of inside-out game.
Yeah,
As
and
soon as the
the thing.
Warriors became dominant, everyone just tried to copy them.
and Adam, do you know why that's so dumb?
Yeah,
It's it's similar to the whole Pep thing.
The Pep, yeah, exactly.
You can't. Steph and Clay are literally two of the best shooters of all time.
And then
So
they had
when
KD as well on top of that.
basically when you have basically, do you know what crazy? When you just have a team that's on a fast break, and one random fruit seller stops and goes for the three instead of just doing the fast break, I'm like, are you stupid? Are you stupid? Are you freaking dumb, bro?
Do you know who annoys me that does that the most? Carl Anthony Towns. You're 7 foot and you want to shoot threes.
That's why
But
they
that
get down to three.
his shooting
they're down
percentage is
3-0.
terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Mavericks
Yeah,
are
he's
tested
a
though.
decent
They're playing
three-point
against
shooter.
Carl Anthony Towns, but they've been tested.
Dude.
Also.
Now, do you know what the problem is, H? The problem with Tatum and all these other taller guys is they need to realize hunt the mismatch and drive to the basket. A lot of the time, no one can stop you, and if someone tries to stop you, most likely it's going to be a foul, and just take your free throws.
See, here's the thing, because some people's argument is, okay, let's do the math. If you keep doing threes, 3, 6, 9, 12, rather than 2, 4, 6, 8,
But
which is fair enough.
the high percentage
But
shot.
the issue is that if you just keep up the momentum, 2, 2, 2, 2, so you're always getting those numbers on the board. So like, if it's very rare for, unless you're the Warriors, for a team to have an amazing 3-point shooting night like 2 nights in a row. So if the one night guys do 2-3, it is what it is. You just got beat.
You know who Daryl Morey is? He was the one who started the analytics movement. Well, he enhanced it. And then the Rockets were up 3-2 against the Warriors, but then in Game 6 they missed 27 straight threes.
Oh, I remember that game.
James Harden.
That was the Game 7.
That was James Harden.
And then Chris Paul got injured.
But my thing was that once you've missed the 10th straight three, would it be like, okay, maybe let's change? Like, once you've missed the 10th, 12th, 15th straight through, maybe this is probably not working.
No, but
that's the Anthony, man. Sometimes they push it too far. That you need to have a certain balance. Even the Warriors, they were a great 3-point shooting team, but Steph Curry, you can still penetrate, and in the mid range, they still had guys like KD, even Thompson and Curry, they're still good in the mid range. They were not just like a
just shoot threes and layups, but in the playoffs, they're not going to let you get all the way to the rim. So you got to be able to have
because it's more half-court basketball,
mid-range game and a floater game.
I think this is what guys need to do, because I want to come to your but this is what guys have to realize. People say Steph changed basketball.
For the worst.
No, Steph and Clay are special, the likes of which we'll probably never ever see. So what people have to realize that no, you can't be like those guys. Those guys are special. Do you know what it means to average 50-something% from three? Anybody who's played basketball, there's a basketball court near me. Do you know how hard it is to shoot a three? And do you know how hard it is to shoot 3-pointers at over 50%? That is insane.
Fantastic.
That is dodged to the level of crazy. So what Steph Curry does is freakish.
You know what the problem is, HH though? The problem is Steph Curry is 6'3". So when you look at little kids out there, they feel like he is closest to a realistic goal. You can't be 7 foot like KD. You can't be.
How old is? How tall is Kyrie?
Kyrie's 6'2".
No, but Kyrie, if you look, Kyrie's a special talent.
But what I'm saying though is that what is more realistic to emulate, Steph Curry or Kyrie?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Kyrie makes basketball a complicated.
Steph Curry is way easier
because there's so many shooters.
It's easier to practice just being a shooter, maybe not off the dribble stuff.
Especially if you look at them. Especially if you look at them. The NBA now,
but you can keep doing this. You're not going to shoot as good as Steph Curry because
but the thing is, in the NBA now, you can get paid more. There's some guys they're just shooters and they get paid. Like being a Kyrie, type player. But they get paid. Being a Kyrie type player is nice, but if you don't have the skill, Kyrie is a unique player, skill wise, and it's not just the handle.
You know what you're forgetting, yeah. Kyrie only played 3 games in college and got drafted #1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Generational. Free games. He barely played it. He barely played any games in college.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me come to Adnan. So your thoughts on Celtics and Tatum and Brown, bro?
Yeah, the thing with the Celtics, and it's a problem with the Eastern Conference in general. Ever since Jordan left, the Eastern Conference has been trash. So I think actually, like, you know how LeBron went to so many finals in a row? If he was on the Western Conference, he would have went to less finals, but his record in the finals would have been better. So he might be looked at differently since everyone like takes finals losses over losing earlier for some reason. But if the Celtics make it to the final, well, they already made it, but if they play the Mavericks in the finals, then they're gonna have to beat them convincingly in some of these games. Because if it goes down to the wire, the Mavericks have two great closers in Doncic and Kyrie.
But specifically with Tatum, where are you with Tatum and Brown? Because some guys are saying that Brown is really Batman, Tatum is really Robin.
You know what it reminds me
the main
of?
guy, but no, Tatum's really the main guy.
It reminds me of like Liverpool a couple years ago, how everyone wanted. Okay, so Salah, he's the star man, he's the superstar player, but sometimes Mane will be the one to come up clutch. So then some people will try to big up Mane as better than Salah, but we know that in reality. So it's like the same thing here. Tatum's the better player, but he's not always as aggressive, or he might not always make the game winner like Brown did the other night, or to take it to overtime. So he has the skill set. He has all the skills. Tatum, he just has to be more aggressive, going to the hoop, and not always settling for threes. So it's a 1A 1B. It's 1A 1B, but Tatum's 1A.
Who's 1A? Who's 1A?
I think Tatum's 1A, but you know, Jaylen Brown, he signed that new contract, so he's making
a big money contract.
What it was like 5 years, 300 million.
It's 300 million or so.
300 million supermax. Yeah. So they're gonna have to give Tatum the supermax too. And like, do you really want to wrap all this money over two players? So to me, it depends on if they're gonna win a title together this season, or what's the point of keep running it back when they've been to the conference finals so many times since 2017. Like, I can't even count.
Yeah, I got a question for you, Adnan.
Yeah.
So my question is this: would you compare this to a few years ago with Giannis and Chris Middleton? Because a few years ago, people were saying Chris Middleton was the Batman. I even heard Kendrick Perkins say it.
I remember
that. Because Chris Middleton was the guy that was closing the show.
Yeah.
Would you say this is a similar situation? Because then obviously Giannis kind of dispelled that with dropping 50 points in the closeout game in NBA Finals.
Yeah. To me, the difference is Giannis is more of a big man, even though he can play on the perimeter. So it was like, you know, Shaq and Kobe. Shaq was the dominant force, but Kobe was the closer. But with Tatum and Brown, even though they're pretty tall, like, I consider them perimeter players. So I need Tatum to be able to finish games too, and be the closer too.
I just think he needs to be more aggressive. If he be more aggressive and doesn't live and die by the free, like Kenny said, he would be fine. For him, it's all mentality of how he approaches the game.
So anyone else wants to touch on the Celtics before we talk about this whole Luka and Kyrie?
Celtics. I want to touch on the Celtics. You guys.
Okay, so Warren, go for it. I'll come to you real quick. Warren.
So like on the Celtics people saying the Celtics have an easy run. I don't understand, because look at the West. The Mavs, they play OKC. OKC, they have no playoff experience. Only Shea's been in the playoffs, and Gordon Hayward. And he's the only one that performed good in that series. You look at Minnesota. Nobody's really playing that good on Minnesota. Their first year in the conference finals. Ant isn't playing well at all. You see them in the clutch time. They're inexperienced. The Mavs are up 3-0, same as the Celtics. There's no difference. You're saying they've been tested. The only time they've been tested is in the Clippers series.
And the Clippers was a terrible team.
Pacers,
that's the only team that's been able to test them.
Teams, though.
If you want to say that the Celtics, yes, Miami Heat was not a test. The Cavs weren't a test, but the Pacers, it was really a test. They played 3 games in clutch time.
It wasn't a
3
test.
clutch time games. How's it not a test? They were down 18.
Halliburton was injured, and also, who's the Pacers' best player after Halliburton? Siakam.
Like Siakam.
Siakam's better. Siakam's gonna be the best player in Minnesota.
That's an issue. The fact that a Pacers team without their best player, it went down to the wire.
Plays in
and the fact that that's game 1.
Okay,
Pacers should have won because let's be. Are you now going to say that Pacers are like forget that in season crap? Are you now going to say that the Pacers are now a better match, a more stiffer opposition than OKC, stiffer opposition than Timberwolves. Because yes,
Okay, put
see,
let me say this.
Timberwolves are down
like
0-3. These guys just
Let
beat the defending champions, bro.
Yeah, let me say this, HH.
Look, right?
The Pacers should have never been there because if New York wasn't injured, New York would have been in that conference finals.
You could make the argument
Bucks,
if
man.
Milwaukee had Giannis
Giannis.
and Damian Lillard, they could have beaten them too.
I'm not gonna lie, the Celtics would have beaten them.
If Siakam
I
plays
think
in
the Celtics would
Minnesota,
have beaten them.
is Siakam the second best player in Minnesota right now? If he plays in that series,
Yeah, I agree with that.
No.
Carl Anthony Towns has been challenged.
Who's playing in
Karl
OKC?
Anthony Towns is disappointed me.
Who's the
Mavs
second best
decided-
player in OKC after Shea? If Siakam joins OKC,
That is true. The possibility that the Pacers offense.
Wait, hold up. Is this a brick comment?
No, it isn't because HH that game
Pacers'
against
offense
New
is
York
York
Five.
is so good, yeah.
Okay, let me
also have the
speak
best
on this
offense
real
in the league as well.
Yeah, they've been shooting 80% from like
But
three
their
in that New York series.
But is
85% in the
that
closeout
fluke
game
stats
against
though? Is
the
that fluke
Knicks.
stats?
It's not fluke.
Yeah,
They've
man,
been
I'm
number
sorry,
one the whole
man.
season.
No, they weren't missing nothing in that series.
No, but when it comes
The whole
when it
season,
comes to the
though.
playoffs, like
Yeah, playoffs and regular
the
season.
Pacers don't like the Western Conference for me is still tougher than. I'm still
come
taking
in,
the
it is,
Wolves
it
over the
is.
Pacers. I'm still
It
taking
is,
OKC
it
over the
is,
Pacers.
It is.
Then they're down
Like
3-0
let's
in
be
the,
real,
in the
like
conference
the
final.
Western Conference is tougher. The Western Conference is tougher, bro. Like
They're down 3-0
like
in the
the
finals.
Celtics have had
How?
an easy okay, you can't Celtics have had an easy ride. Like this has been a tough series for Celtics. This has been their toughest goal, but it's been pretty straightforward for the Celtics.
With everybody healthy, the West is
Challenge.
tougher. Plus, the East has been injury ravaged. Like New York
Yeah,
had
man.
injuries. Randall wasn't there.
Um,
Giannis wasn't there with the Bucks. Dame Lillard got hurt.
Healthy in the West, they're up 3-0, and
HH,
they
you wanna
beat
know
the
a fun fact?
and they don't play the Nuggets.
I will say this though. There could be a scenario. What if the Celtics are just nice like that and they just comfortably beat the Mavs? That could be
It
possible.
happens,
Like
but-
no,
it happened, but-
we'll
I
get
doubt
that.
it, but that could happen.
When we
I
get
can
there.
promise you it's not happening. I can promise you that's not going to happen. Okay, look, let's. Okay, wait, does anyone else have anything about the Celtics before we move?
Can I say something on this?
Done, go for it. Done, go for it. Done.
Okay, so first things first, the Tatum Brown discussion. We can go about who's like showed up more. I just think Tatum is a better player. He just has to do more. The thing about the Celtics, in my head, I see the team as a team of twos, like a bunch of twos. I don't see them like. I don't see like, okay, there's this guy that's just dominant. Like Tatum is the best player, but he's not like, the alpha, if you know what I'm trying to say. The thing about we can go about the East and West, was a comparison, bro. The East is so much more weaker. The thing about the little fun fact, the fifth seed on the West had the same amount of points as the same amount of wins as the second seed in the East. I'm gonna say that again. The fifth seed in the Western Conference had the same amount of wins as the second seed in the East. That was the Pacers, very, very, very like historic offense, but the defense kinda. And even when they had that offense, they had Tyrese, their best player. So like the thing about the Celtics again.
Oh,
NBA players, the Suns couldn't win a playoff game. The Suns couldn't win a playoff game. They almost won 50 games.
Yeah.
The Suns suck.
But all I gotta say is
7 in the West, by the way. Very competitive, I guess.
64 wins, Jesus.
That's a good record. Competitive.
Game 7 in the West, in the playoffs, but very competitive though.
Yeah, 64 wins as well, bro. But it doesn't guarantee that you're the best team, bro. Even if you win 70, it doesn't guarantee, as we saw in the thingy series, man. Okay, look, man. Let's talk about Larry Bird, man. Let's talk Larry Bird 2.0. All right. Here's the thing, guys. Now, look. Now, I said Luka was overrated.
Are you giving an apology?
Let me explain. Let me just explain myself. Now, my thing was, what has this guy done to warrant so much praise? I get he scores loads of points, has broken points records, done stuff. I'm like, basically, it's a similar thing to James Harden. I don't care what you do in regular season. I don't
No,
care
you
whether you
can't
score
say that,
70
HH.
points.
James
I
Harden
don't
has
no no
played with
no.
like all-time greats.
I don't care what do you do when it counts? What do you do when money thing counts? So what he did over Gobert, who stole that defensive award because he was like Luka was making him do the Macarena for that whole thing.
Nah, he's a
I was
brick.
like,
HH, go back.
bro, okay, it's not real right now. So what I think the main thing was he needed a guy just as good as him because he was pretty much a one man army. So Kyrie coming in, I now have someone just as good as you, probably even better than you, saying what's up, and even a guy that can probably perhaps even they defer to. Boom. And the issue is, bro, if Luka and Kyrie are playing on this level, they can't be stopped. It's a done deal. Mavericks are going to get their second chance. Actually, do you know what's crazy? Little bit of a side note because I just had to just check. Like we'll get to LeBron afterwards. That's an L for LeBron. How did you lose to the
2011.
Mavs?
He got dropped off
2011.
by JJ Barea, Jason Terry, and
Bro, but
older
that was
Jason
their
Kidd.
Sean
first ever
Stevenson.
championship.
The
That
the
was their
biggest
first ever championship, and you had a super team.
And the Heat were up 2-1 in
the
that
biggest
series.
the biggest meltdown of any superstar.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him in
Sam,
that series.
stop it. Sam, stop it. This thing is over. Sam, wait. Are guys on drugs? Or are they
No,
smoking?
I
These
don't
are the
think they're
type
gonna
of
get
people
swept.
who
But
go
they're
gamble.
not, they're not.
Bro,
No team has
bro,
ever came back 3-0, so I don't know why they keep saying Wilson 7.
bro. I mean, this should be like maybe they'll get one, but this should be a sweep. Oh wow! What the heck? Wait, Slid. I think your mic is going crazy, bro. Wait, hold on.
Why do you keep comparing Luka to Harden?
Oh no, because I thought they were the two most overrated players in the
Nah, but
NBA.
Harden actually talks to HH when it comes down to crunch time, the time when he turned over the ball, the time when he just plays like a brick. Luka in a lot of the games
Wait, Blake, your mic is going crazy. Blake,
Under
I
the
think your mic
water
is going
mic.
crazy. Your mic is underwater. Wait, hold up. AK, what do you think about Luke and Kyrie, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I think I never understood your Luca overrated point in the first place because
Stats
as
pada, stats pada, stats pada.
maybe, but so yeah, he had a good playoff record even before this series. But yeah, shout out to both of them. I think we talked a lot. I think there's a lot of conversation about Luca and Kyrie, the most talented backcourt duo in NBA history. There is an argument. I don't think they're the best because they haven't won anything. Quite simply, there
Oh,
is an
no,
argument for them
so,
for being
so, so
most
this
talented.
so this is what guys have
Most
said.
skillful, maybe.
The best Clay and Steph, but they
Yeah,
said are they the most talented? That's an argument.
there's an
Yeah,
argument because
because
both of them are amongst, in my opinion, two of the most talented players like currently, and I think I think overall though the Mavericks, apart from Luka and Kyrie, you also had PJ Washington who turned up in the OKC series, was clutch in that. I think
talk about Gafford.
Gafford had some good performances as well. So um yeah, I think if they get to the finals, I'm not gonna. They probably should make the NBA finals at the moment. If they when they get to them, I would put them as.
Hold on, AK. What do you mean by if?
I'm
Stop
just
it, AK.
I'm giving the Timberwolves a bit of respect.
AK. They're not winning four straight games. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh yeah, okay, fine. But when they get to the finals,
Thank
the
you.
NBA finals, I put them as just slight favorites because as much as we're talking down the Celtics' record and stuff like, bro, they're still a very talented team. They've been in this position before. Teams been constructed since 2017 to pretty much lift the NBA championship. So I think it's a far closer final than we think. So.
It would have to take Kyrie and Luka getting injured for them to even get two
Wait,
games.
no. Thank you. No, see, Leicester winning the Premier League is more probable than from this position with a fully again. If let's say both Luke and Kyrie go injured, yeah, they can win four straight.
No, they'll
If they're
still
both
win.
healthy, it's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. Like, okay, let me ask you guys: are you shocked that we're in this position in this series?
I didn't see a
They have
3-0.
no
Yes.
I
experience.
didn't see it. I
Nah,
didn't see.
Oh,
Yes.
stop it!
HH.
No.
HH.
Nobody by no experience. They just beat the defending champions. You didn't? How did you not think that these
No,
guys
but
would be
like they
down
were built.
3-0?
They were built to beat Denver.
3-0.
Ant shouldn't have opened his
They
mouth
were
to say
built.
he's
They
gonna
were
guard
built to beat
Kyrie.
Denver.
Like
So
he's gonna do
technically,
something
Yeah.
against
that was
Kyrie.
normal for them.
Yeah, but to be down 3 and to lose
Better
both
against
of your home
Denver.
games.
They match up better against Denver
match up
because
better
their
with
bigs.
Yeah,
Denver.
they're built to beat the
Their
Denver
bigs
Nuggets. They
are not
weren't.
meant to be in pick and roll action constantly. They're not supposed to be out on the perimeter guarding guards like that. It's easy. That's why Luka just brings out Gobert all the time, and then he picks on him.
I mean, does anybody know what their
The Nuggets
record was
weren't doing
against
that.
them in the regular season?
I think they lost like 2 or 3 times to them, something like that.
I think they
Like they
split the
lost to
series.
like they
You're
lost
talking
to
about Denver and the Wolves? Because I think
No.
Mavericks.
Mavericks and
Mavericks,
Timberwolves.
Yeah, they lost to them. I think 2 or 3 times.
And you notice on the high pick and rolls in the NBA, they always switch. Like so, the big man ends up on the island with the guard, and it's just barbecue chicken.
Oh man, this is insane. Wait, I don't know. Wait, how do I wait? I'm confused by this whole record thing. Okay, someone needs to help me out there. Maybe I'm just being like a brick here. So, who won and who lost? Said Timberwolves 1-1, Mavericks 1-1, Timberwolves 1-3, Timberwolves 1-2. What?
3-1 to the
Same score.
Timberwolves.
It was
3 out
all
of 4.
close games, but yeah.
Okay, so Timberwolves 3-1 regular
Yeah.
season then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then. I mean, it's like, then how are you down 3-0?
Before some of the trades, though, before they got like Gafford and PJ.
Yeah, they still had like Grant Williams then.
Yeah,
Gafford was on my bum ass Wizards, but once we trade players, they become. That's never.
Okay. So Adam,
have some good players, man.
are you saying sweep or you're saying that gentleman sweep?
For tonight, I just have a sneaky feeling Minnesota might just get one. The Mavs should sweep them, but I think it'll end in 5. The sweep is too obvious.
I mean, are you disappointed in the Wolves or just a bad matchup?
It is a bad matchup, but like I expected more from Ant, especially with the hype he was getting as the next Michael Jordan. You can't be going 5 for 18 or whatever he's been doing, but he's been so tired running around these screens trying to guard Kyrie, and also Karl Anthony Towns has been terrible too. He said he's the best shooting big man of all time.
That's the new James Harden.
You need to create a basketball book academy first.
Yeah.
You saw his interview.
Yeah. I think he said like he practices like is it like 1,500 shots each day.
Did you notice one thing about Cat? How he's always changing his voice too. He trying to make his voice all deep, but then sometimes the high pitch comes out.
That Halliburton thing is crazy.
Yeah. HH.
Where like literally it's like mid sentence. That is crazy. I've never said anything like that, bro. That's crazy.
Challenging the Mavericks, right?
Yeah. So Errol B, what are you saying about this series, bro?
To be honest, I was expecting more from Minnesota, but one thing I would say is I wanted Minnesota to lose because of Ant's hype. Like literally, the guy just had like 2-3 big good games against Denver, like beat up the Suns and pull up like baby MJ, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh no, you see, like the MJ comparison is crazy, bro. Like, bro,
it was crazy.
Do you know who MJ is?
No, you know what killed me? Game 3, right? When he posted like Gafford and like everybody, I think like I heard like people were like, "Oh, he's back. They're gonna cook. And like he won like 8 or no, and I'm like, "Fuck, maybe the Dallas Mavericks are gonna lose, bro." Luka and Kyrie took 4th quarter, and I was like, "Yeah, bro, you better just get the fuck out of the court, bro."
Yeah, I mean, look, they're just getting big boyed by Mavs though. Yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna lie, I expect like them to win today because I don't know. I feel like the Dallas Mavericks sometimes they're gonna start breaking the game because looking at the other series, whenever like Game 4 is at home, you expect Dallas to win, and they always break it and lose. Because I remember the OKC series, they were supposed to be winning, but Luka decided not to be clutch at the last like 2 free throws, and like they lost. So I don't know. Now, I don't know if Cat shows up and Gobert decides to be the defensive player of the year, maybe they're gonna win. But like at the moment, they'll be cooking them. So I don't know.
Okay, look, man.
Hey Chase, I had
Let's
a question
yeah,
about
go
that.
for it. Go for it.
Like,
Go for it. Go
does
for it, man.
everyone
Go.
think that Gobert's deserving of 4 defensive players of the year? I know it's
No.
like statistically, and he protects the rim, and his plus minus is really
Okay,
good.
okay. Can I ask
But I
something?
think
So,
like as a defender, you should be more versatile and be able to guard multiple positions to be defensive player of the year.
bro,
Like you
there
see
people
how
are saying,
Bam
okay.
plays, and he could switch 1 through 5. That's what I
Wemby should
think
have
of.
won it over him. You could argue that Wemby has probably been a better defender defensively
Yeah, let's say
than this
Yeah,
individually,
you
bum.
but
could
then
argue
with
that.
the impact, they're gonna look at the wins the San Antonio Spurs had, which they didn't win much. So
But
that,
that's
that
so.
Yeah.
But again, that just shows the stupidity. It's almost with the whole
of
Ballon d'Or
individual
thing.
awards, right?
This is about the individual. How well have you individually done in this specific aspects? Forget about the record though. What have you done? How well have you done in this specific thing? And
No,
like my thing though with Copa is like, you see, what I want to know is that who votes for this stuff? And the
Most
this is
people
mostly
me though.
who votes for this
journalists,
stuff.
It's like a
Okay,
mix.
NBA
have
analysts.
you actually how many games do these guys actually really watch? Do they really watch
No,
They
all
don't.
these
They
games?
don't watch the
no,
game.
but in the regular season, yes, like most of the time in the scheme that they play, like he's a great defender. And if you look at his stats and other stuff,
Hold on, wait. Why not? If he's deserving, why wouldn't they give it to a rookie if he's deserving?
no, but I still no, but Gobert probably overall this season, yeah, he was. I think he was the best defender. If you look at the
He
impact he had on
was.
his
No, but
team
I
and
don't
other
know
stuff.
because I
He
think
But
you
was.
if you watch Gil's arenas, and I
Yeah.
remember I think he like divided it where like he felt like they give DPOY to like the guy because they have like the best defensive team, and like you're the main focus of the defensive team because he was like looking at San Antonio like Wemby wasn't deserving because technically he was like his team was losing and he was the only defender in his team, so they didn't want to give it to a guy who
No,
has like a bad
and then no,
defensive
for me, then that shows the stupidity. The award is for the best defensive player, not the best defensive team. So you can't give it to Gobert because he just tags alongside the other guys that are a good defensive unit.
But he's
So
not.
And
because
AJ,
no, so
AJ.
because let's see, what you do is you give Timberwolves a defensive award as a collective. But if it's down to the individual, it is your blocks, how hard you make it for a guy, and how difficult it is for a guy to score against you. Not the rest of your team against you. So the issue though is because again, when you just look at how stupid Luka made Gobert look, like he made him look completely stupid, it then diminishes their award. You're like, this is the best
But I'm
defensive
not gonna.
player,
I'm
and
not
the guy
gonna
was
lie.
meant to
Why
make
was
look
he
like a
on him
freaking
though?
moron.
That's
Uh,
what I
I'm
don't
not gonna
understand.
lie
AJ,
though. Like
no,
a guard defending us, like killing a
yeah,
center,
it's
that's
normal.
really normal. That's like
Yeah,
normal because
NBA
they're way more skill. Like
mismatch.
they're way more skill than like centers for my take. I don't feel like. I feel
but
like
you
Luka
know,
would have done it to like all
yeah,
everybody in that fucking team. So I don't think
yeah,
like
he
yeah.
was he would cook anyone. But you notice they never give those awards to like perimeter defenders who have to lock down the best scorer on the other team, like a Drew Holiday or something, or who else?
I
They
think
give it to
Like
Drew
Marcus
a
Smart.
Holiday.
Lou
I
Dort.
Bro,
think
Like
Drew
that
Holiday
guy
got
they
has
it
been
once.
rarely
G
give.
bloody good,
Anunoby.
bro. That Drew
Oh
Holiday
no, they
has
gave
been
a DP
freaking
award to
good,
Marcus
man.
Smart.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
keep.
I know Marcus Smart won it, but I'm saying like in general, it's like it seems to go to a big man who just blocks
Well,
shots.
No,
rim
but
rim
the thing is
protectors
that
are more
because
important than perimeter
the big
defenders in
men are more
basketball.
important to like defenses, like the
To
big,
finishing off the play
yeah,
for
like
like
yeah,
20
and obviously
seconds.
they defend the paint as well, so that's the most like easiest shot. So that's why like if you're good there, most of the time you're gonna get good metrics and like. But I think Gobert deserves it.
Why? Wait, can
Because
why does Gobert deserve it?
Because he's the best
obviously,
rim
because
protector
if you
and
look
had the best defense
he's
in the
the
league.
yeah he's the best paying defender, and if you look at his impact on teams, like let's not just act like when he was in Utah, they had great defensive. He goes to the Timberwolves. Obviously, he has a good team around him, but you can't deny the impact that the guy has. Obviously, in the playoffs, depending on matchup, you can expose him, but it's not just purely his fault.
And Nas
Obviously, the whole
really
team
said
is
it.
struggling.
Better.
Yeah.
Tatum's not guarding the center.
So Nate's thoughts on this series, Wolves and Kyrie and Luka lubricating these cobs.
Well, yeah. In terms of what you said about Gobert, like I agree, he's definitely a liability as a perimeter defender. But like they said, like at the end of the day, a great rim rim protector is always going to be a little bit more important than a great perimeter defender. It's kind of like in football, if you have an elite defender, at the end of the day, an elite striker, elite attacking midfielder is always going to be a little bit more important. That's why attackers are more often going to be included in the GOAT conversation than like an all-time great defender like Paulo Maldini, for example. People are always going to rank like Messi or Ronaldo or Zidane over them or something like that. Rim protection at the end of the day is what's most important. I mean, in terms of this series, I think all the games have been pretty close, but at the end of the day, I feel like the Mavs just have two stars, arguably on his day. Kyrie's a superstar, and Timberwolves only have one, and he's been underperforming, so that's really the difference.
Now I don't believe this guy actually found me on the other channel, bro. Maybe he took a wrong turn, man. Daddy Oos, my ex-girlfriend's last name's Mariska. We effed 24/7. Hashtag CFC. Daddy Oos, this is the other channel, bro. Okay. I'll be back when football holds for you to terrorize me afterwards here. This I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break
He's
from all
giving
that
you
channels
cash,
currently.
man. He's giving you cash.
I want to know who is this guy, and I see he's American based on the.
AJ, has he ever come on the channel?
What is it?
Has he ever come on the channel before?
Play your live.
No, he hasn't, and he never will. So,
Can I talk about this?
yeah, go for it, bro. Go for it.
All right. So first things first, I am a Dallas Mavericks fan. I live in Dallas, so that's a little fun fact. So I've been watching Luka since I was in middle school. I've seen his trajectory, and I remember the first criticism you said about Luka, and I'm like, what is this guy talking about? Because I'm like, the first time he got to the playoffs, the first game he dropped 40 on the Clippers. He averaged 38 in that series. His team was just bad. The next series, he proceeded to average 38, and again against the Clippers, but his team again let him down. It took the Clippers to 7 games, and he's 22 at this point. He's 22. So go on to the season when they went to the conference finals without Kyrie, because he has been to the conference final without Kyrie before, and I think that he had Brunson, and he beat who did he beat in the first round? Was it Utah? Then he beat Phoenix. I think they were the first seed. They won like 60 something. They won 60 something games.
Yeah,
bro. I don't know.
And they went to back-to-back finals.
I don't know if you were alive for you to say this guy hasn't done anything in the playoffs. But you should, if you go back and actually watch that series, you should go watch how Luka was playing and how he was just destroying them.
Luka psychologically destroys these guys too. You see the
HH. You know he might be playing on a torn MCL.
Yeah, there we go.
HH, this guy is on a trajectory in the playoffs, having one of the greater starts in from a player in NBA history. He's been that good at the playoffs.
Okay, do you think that we are, because it's so good that I've got some American guys here? Is this truly the passing of the guard? Because let me just explain. So basically, growing up, so again, watching basketball in the 90s, Europe was way behind. Like, Europe didn't even exist. I think Sabonis' dad was around at the time. You had Tony Kukoc, and then you had like a few guys in the 90s but they were just far and few between. So it was all about that. But then now look forward now, and it's like Giannis, Jokic, now Doncic, like Sabonis' kid in Sacramento Kings.
For US.
Yes. So my thing is that a lot of the best guys are now European. So if the Mavs now win, that would have now been like 3 European, most likely finals MVPs in the last 4 years, with the only American being Steph Curry. So is this really the passing of the guard now, where you are now going to dominate?
It's a fully global game now, but
on the European team, did you see that supposedly 12-year-old Spanish? I don't know if he's Spanish or Burkina.
Nah, he's 16. Yeah. He's 16. I saw somewhere else that he's 16. There's no way that dude is 12 playing like.
Yes, so I thought you were saying Adash.
Oh no, yeah, international like basketball has always been a global sport, but the international players have really caught up, and non-Americans are dominating the sport. But in terms of just like a country outside of the U.S., no one has caught up to the U.S. Just individually as a country. There's France, Spain have always been good. Argentina always had a good team, but we'll probably see more closer Olympics too in the next coming years with Wemby and France. If Embiid didn't want to join the U.S., like
But you know what
No,
I always
Embiid
said?
joined
Like,
the US.
yeah, he joined the. I'm saying if
He
he
joined the
didn't, like,
US.
Yeah,
if you
man,
join,
this guy's a
then
shameful
France
guy,
would
man.
have been a way
yeah, because I
better
know like
team,
Embiid, but see,
or staying
Shameless
with
guy.
He
Cameroon.
shut the door on
well,
Africa, man. He
Yeah,
shut the door on
Yeah,
Africa.
that's
man.
crazy.
Shameless guy Embiid
Wait,
is.
but you know
Shameless
what I always
guy.
said is like,
What a
is
Hakeem,
is like I always said that like the most unbeatable sports team is the American basketball team.
dude.
Before,
They lost to Nigeria in the friendly like last year
and
or a
no, no,
couple
no,
years
no,
ago,
but see,
and both of them
this was
Nigeria's not bad.
and
this
both of
was
them were born in America. So it's like the USA team versus the USD team.
yeah, no, no,
And the
but see,
USA
this
lost.
was like ages ago though. I think now it's a lot closer now. Like let's say like because like because one of my really good friends in school, he's from like Lithuania, and he was really good at basketball. And he was just used to tell me that, bro, like in Lithuania, basketball is like the national sport. And he was like really, 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 really good. So I think like those Eastern European countries like Slovenia, Lithuania, where basketball is the only sport that they play, these guys are catching up. These guys are catching up.
That's true.
You know, so
No, I still think that as a
On
team,
the,
if you put if the United States put like the top players, I still think that
they win,
this
yes.
squad
Like if
they'll win.
America pick the but Kenny, the issue though is that
I know it's
as
changing though. Like
as the years go on,
Yeah,
like
no, the
wait,
category.
this way, once LeBron retires, KD retires, Steph Curry
Yeah,
retires,
that's the
the
thing.
landscape is
Yeah,
changing.
that's the
Yeah, but
next
they're
generation of
psychologically
yeah,
are
the
not
next
going 100%.
yeah, and the next generation I'm seeing like they're clearly
They're
not
not.
as good as the
They're not.
and that's the thing you'll be struggling. You see like the Anthony Edwards, like the push they're giving him, like the next MJ and all that stuff. They're clearly trying to put him as the next face of the NBA.
That'd
But
be a
what they
good
have to
question.
realize is
Like
that
who? Yeah, go ahead.
pretty good.
I
you
think
need to
France. I think France are gonna show up.
Slovenia is
Next.
good too.
yeah. But the thing is that at some point, that you have to get used to it. Like the best players, they're not Americans anymore.
No,
So you need to
they're
do
not.
more of global, like a Giannis or even the way they speak about Jokic sometimes. Like you won't think this guy's a three-time MVP. Like what is if Jokic was American, the way they'd be talking about that guy
Or
would be
Doncic
crazy.
too,
Jokic
Oh,
was
Doncic.
Embiid.
because there's
The
always
tone
been
would be
like
way different.
Yeah,
that
that's
they always
crazy.
wanted like a great white hope, but like an
And
American one.
also, do you know what's also very key as well? So in Europe, it's similar to football as well. So teenagers will play against adults. So 15, 16, 17-year-olds, you will actually play against adults, which was really happening in America. Like,
Yeah.
I think the youngest you get into the league is at what, 19 or 18?
No,
The
it's 19
youngest.
now.
Yeah.
I think Luka's
Like,
been playing since 16.
Luka has
Yeah,
been
Lucas,
playing against.
yeah,
No, but see, it's the same
even
in,
when
At Real
in
Madrid
football.
He
too.
made
Like what's it
the
called?
Madrid debut at 16. Yeah.
Yeah, like
he's got
Lamine
that Real
Yamal
Madrid
is
in him,
16
man.
years old playing in the UCL. So these guys already are playing against full grown men, full adults in their teens.
Yeah.
So by the time now Luka got to the NBA, he's already been experienced playing against full grown men and full adults, bro. So it's like
Yeah,
I
so
know,
he-
I know, but it's like if if Mavs win this, Luka is MVP. This could be a massive seismic change because all those great American stars, they're all old.
Yeah. Like
They
for
did
me,
the same
guy
thing
they
with
should,
Jokic
yeah,
though.
the guy they should be pushing is not Anthem. It should be Doncic. Doncic
No,
for me
but
is bad.
Yeah, I agree.
If you
And
look at
I
the
agree.
and also
I agree.
okay, so Kenny, and this is where actually no, let me even make this a section. See now, this is where it now gets interesting and slightly racial. So so Kenny, do you believe that Adam Silver, the NBA people, will push Luka Doncic as being the face of the NBA?
you're clearly saying they're not. They're looking for other people. They're talking about Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, all these guys.
Oh, okay. So why don't you think that if he's clearly the
Because
okay? Let me create an example for you. So let's
yes,
say Mavs win 4-1. Doncic
yeah.
is Finals MVP. Do you then think that they will now start pushing him fully as this is the face of MVP? So the ads, the advertisements, all the kind of stuff they will push towards him, or
No.
Because for me, at the end, like it's still is America and it's an American league, and I still
I
feel
feel
like
like
they want to put an American guy as the face. They're not
Yeah.
ready to push
They
a
want
guy that's
Ed
not from
really
America.
bad.
Yeah, they want it really bad. Like for them, it's like at the end, like NBA is
do
still
you
an
think that
American
like
sport.
do you think
America's
that
the
like
best team.
basically what you're saying is that Ja Morant has to put the guns down, basically, pretty much.
No, they were pushing.
But that was
They were
supposed to be
pushing.
his year this year,
They
though.
were pushing Ja Morant.
It
Ja
was
Morant had done nothing.
No, but they've been
He
pushing a
hasn't
lot
won
of
the.
people.
He didn't even.
Okay,
He didn't even win a playoff.
The playoffs though.
about Luka.
Ja's been good in the playoffs though.
So let me just look. See, Jokic can never be the face because he just doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Luka trash talks.
Luka has the personality.
Luka, like,
for me.
he trash talks,
Yeah,
and the
like-
guy really is
Yeah,
like,
but the thing
yo,
is-
mother effer,
yeah,
do
blah
you
but
think
blah.
that do you think
He's
that if he
young.
was on a
It's not
different team, he
letting
could
enough.
have finished?
Wait, hold on. AK, go for it. AK.
Do you think if he was on like a different team, there would have been more of a chance? Like if he was on the Lakers,
Luka
do you
was
think
on New
he would
York.
have- He could have done something. If he was on the Knicks either, you think
That
there would
does
have been more of
help.
a chance?
I think if
That
the
does
Mavs
help.
win the
I think
title
that does help because I think like
by force,
if
then
you're
they're
like
gonna have to
on
start marketing Luka.
like Clippers, Knicks, Lakers.
If Luka was in New York, they would
Clippers?
twerk so much for him.
Yes, they would.
Yeah, New York maybe. But
They also-
but the thing is,
I
no, but
feel like-
even like Anthony Edwards is not even in New York. If you look at the way they're pushing him, you would be thinking that a place for
Yeah, because he's
crazy
American.
market. It's because he's American.
Yeah,
But
Who do you
but
think
they
is the
also-
who's the best?
Wait. Okay, let me come to Elijah, then I'll come to the other. So Elijah, do you think they can push Luka to be the face of the NBA if he is in fact the best player and he wins the championship with Finals MVP?
No.
Why not?
Unfortunately, America is so like it has its own. I'm not gonna lie, it has its own form of xenophobia against other people. There's no way an American league is going to push a non-American as the face of its league. It's not happen. It doesn't even happen in baseball. It does not happen in hockey. Most definitely, it's not going to happen in basketball for sure. Because those three sports, the Americans do very well.
The best hockey players are from Canada too.
Exactly. The best players are from hockey, for Canada. But the thing is, the American market will not push
Wait.
a non-American.
Okay, so you're telling me that
They got all best
Otani
team
is
from
not the
Russia,
face
too.
of baseball now.
He's the face of baseball, but you don't see him on every single commercial there is. You don't see him on, your Wheaties boxes of cereal. You don't see him on, the cover of the video game. That's not, it doesn't work that way. And the thing is, even living in Denver and having also worked as an intern for the Nuggets, I remember when the Nuggets were rising up. This is like 2018-19 COVID. Luka was the guy, but he was never marketed that way in Denver. Never was. Even if he's won the MVP, Finals MVP, won a title, he's never been marketed that way because for some odd reason, even though he's still the city hero, but he's not relatable to the American market.
That's what a lot of because I see people even just saying this in the chat. Okay, like explain again because I'm not American. So from an American point of view, I'm glad can chime in. So like, what doesn't make him relatable to like Americans? Look, like what is he missing?
Can I go after Elijah?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Even though it's not his fault.
Yeah.
It's not his fault, but it's also like the accent, and then it's also
don't you do like NBA? Okay.
See, exactly. And then a lot of people, I'm not even gonna lie to you, if you ask people if that don't know this city and they ask, oh, where's Jokic from? They'll say, oh, he's from Russia, but he's from Serbia. See, so that connotation is still there that they can't really like get over the hump with that. Giannis was marketable and it still is marketable. You see him on the Google Pixel commercials and stuff like that because he wants it. That's why he's doing well. Him and his brothers especially. I give him that that pass.
His brother, man. His brother.
His brother is one guy.
His brother is shameless.
How does he have a podcast? How?
You gotta think
What's
about
it called? Like Thanalysis or something. How do you have a
No,
podcast, bro?
the
Adidas deal
Anticucos
too.
are very
Analysis,
smart.
Man, they left the oldest brother Francis back in Nigeria while they having all the fun.
An Achilles injury.
And he only grew to 6'2" in that Nigerian
we
snap.
also
The rest of them
gotta
are
think about
almost
it.
7 feet.
You also got to think about it. I think the American market will low key start giving Europeans love, bit much more at a greater scale. Thanasis' podcast is really good. I'm not gonna lie. With Wemby coming in, Giannis still being around, especially when he's healthy, and because he's been in America for a while, and he's funny. He gets the media to be on his side, right? And then there's another French kid that's coming in, not the 12-year-old that looks 25, but there's a 16-year-old that's
forward.
Is it Saw?
I think so. Yeah, and he's also and a lot of American colleges and pro teams are really looking for this guy. So the thing is, I think it's going to shift towards that, but it's going to take a while. Luka is just weird. I think because Luka's in Dallas, that's the way, because it's not considered a basketball market. Yeah, this guy is nice. But considering that Luka's in Dallas, it's not really a basketball market. But if he was in New York, LA, if the Supersonics were still around, yeah, he get a bit of some marketability. But there is a little bit of Euro tax to it.
Let's be real. There's Euro tax and there's color tax, man. I'm sorry. Let's be real. Like, no, but it's true. No, but it's true. Like,
wait, hold on. Wasn't Larry Bird the face?
No, but Larry Bird is American. No, but Larry Bird is American as well.
American, true.
And then and he's American, yes. But the thing is that Luka Doncic is white and he's European as well. That's why Giannis can pass.
Giannis is American. If he was a white American,
no, let's go. Giannis is European, but he's like African and he's still black, so it's like still African. So you see people.
Ali Raza makes a really good point. Ali Raza makes a very good point. There's also you see how LeBron is very intricated in society. If there's something going on, he will make a statement. Luka doesn't want to do that. Jokic doesn't want to do that. They don't have time for that. They're here to play ball and ball only. They don't have time to.
Jokic doesn't care about the spotlight at all. But there's also another thing.
Just there with his whole
the media likes storylines.
Their play style too, because most of the best players in the NBA are like super athletic and jumping out the gym. Luka can barely.
Just look at him, bro.
They can barely jump over the driveway, but they're just cerebral players, highly skilled, and not even like Luka always comes into training camp out of shape. So it's like he doesn't look like he would be the superstar until you actually watch him play.
And also this. It was just quick. I think also as well because he like waddles a bit, like he like. Kind of waddles around.
I know Jokic does a little bit.
Doggy bag.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Lucas playing hurt.
Like you can't. The face of the league can't be a guy who waddles around. And let's be he looks like a teddy bear, bro. Like he looks like it's like I mean, like this can't be because think about it. Magic Johnson, freaking Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, freaking Kobe, LeBron to this. Come on, that's crazy, bro.
But I promise you, if he was American, he would be getting marketed a lot.
Like if he was black, let's be honest. If he was black, he would be the face of this league.
Yeah, if he was black, I'm telling you.
If he was black, let's keep it real, right?
Let's keep it real. It's true.
But you're saying that the NBA wouldn't want a white American.
The NBA likes storylines, right? So let's say like for basketball in the States, I live in Massachusetts. I'm a Boston fan. Mm-hmm. So right, the NBA.
Wait, quickly. Is it as racist as people say? Massachusetts.
The passionate people are kind of racist a little bit.
Yeah.
But they'll do it in your face and then they'll act like you're not there. But let's say, right, basketball in the States, right, they like storylines. So like for someone like LeBron, he grew up like not rich, single mom. A lot of players are like that in the league. They like these storylines where black players coming from struggle. The people that Americans like the American dream they can relate to. They like pushing this narrative. If you look at this commercial, it's like, oh, is playoff Tatum a real thing? I don't think Luka or was Luka in that commercial? I didn't see him. It's like it runs sometimes. They kind of like these storylines that it's like, oh, the black struggle, this and that. Oh, let's look at your life and all this extra stuff. They don't look at how like you only just play basketball. It has to be more than that. That's why a lot of people talk about Ant's personality. Luka is just a pretty regular and chill. Same thing with Jokic. He doesn't even get happy when he wins MVP. He just smiles and then walks it off. But you get Ant in an interview calling out Kyrie.
Right.
Stuff that they can talk about in the media.
The NBA has a marketing problem in general. Like, I know it does good ratings with the social media and internationally, but like if you look at the NBA Finals ratings when Jordan was in his heyday compared to now, it's not even close. Like it was averaging over 30 million viewers live in the 90s, and now sometimes it could even be less than 10 million.
No,
so
no, but and you know what?
They talk about LeBron like he's still in his like prime. Like when he retires, they're gonna regret not marketing the younger superstars as much as they should have.
No, because they're talking about LeBron is like I don't. This is the facts of the matter. Baseball, cricketer exists. NFL, rugby exists. There isn't a basketball equivalent. 1, 2. I told you, anybody that's if you live, let's say, out of America, it is very hard not to see at least one basketball court. So near where I am, I have 2 basketball courts literally walking distance near my house now. So, and every time I go around and everything, I see at least in the evening 4 or 5 guys in the basketball court. So it is so easy to globalize this sport. So really, NBA should be way bigger globally than it is right now because, and also, it's such an easy sport to play. It's so easy to pick up. It's so easy just to mess around with it that it is crazy that this doesn't have high enough ratings because baseball and NFL can't be globalized. It just simply can't.
There's also a political thing with that too. Like the NFL is way more conservative. The NBA leaned into like Black Lives Matter during the 2020, and a lot of people were some viewers were like, "Oh, keep politics out of the game" and stuff like that. And then so the NFL ratings have been going up and been just fine.
But yeah,
and
I think it's right. Like they've been pushing LeBron James so much, and it's like right, the guy is at the end of his career, and they still talk about him and the Lakers. Like 80% of the time, they speak about this guy. They're speaking about LeBron James' son.
Bro,
more than some of his actual NBA teams.
Has been a career. I don't speak about it.
No, but this is crazy.
Media, though.
Ages. That's why if you look at the past like few years, if you look at the finals ratings, they plummeting. Why? Because there's no LeBron, there's no Curry, there's no like KD, there's no like these older stars. So now there's new guys. You have Jokic.
No, but I think that it's like when we get to the sort of, I think. Again, so many people made the mention of storylines. Mavs on Celtics is a great... The storyline is freaking amazing. It's freaking amazing. So I think that it can sell really well because not only is it 2 really good teams, some really good individuals, there's the whole thing in narrative of like if Boston win, they're now 1 ahead of Lakers, so the overall championships, Mavericks, Kyrie, Celtics, that whole storyline. So I think that storyline.
You've seen a lot of Celtics hate too because the Lakers, a lot of people in the media are Lakers fans. If we're being honest, they don't like Boston. Same thing with the Knicks. So they really like push back on and discredit a lot of things Boston do. Oh, it's too easy. You should blow teams out by 50. Oh, it's not. You're not competitive enough with teams that you play, but yet they play in 3 close games. It's like always the negativity on Boston.
Oh no! That's why it's going to be a great finals.
Because also Boston won most of those titles when there was like 10 teams in the league.
Yeah, and a lot of these people were younger a lot of these people were younger watching Boston win these finals. They were around this. They were young around this age, like Stephen A. and these guys. Right. They watched those Boston teams win these finals.
So I mean, okay. I'll ask that question when we get to the thing in preview. I mean, AK, go for it, AK.
Yeah, I think the thing with the Doncic and marketability thing is like number one. I think Elijah also spoke on this, but number one, I can go outside right now and interview the 340 something million people that live in America. I can guarantee you that only 1,000 of them will know where Slovenia is.
And also, AK, so double back. I just read recently that like most people in America don't own a passport.
Yeah, it's
So
true. Like I'm not sure 1,000 of them will know who Slovenia is. And that's number one. You have to be marketable. You have to come from a country that is well recognized outside of America. Like someone like I think someone like a Wemby will get marketed very well because he's from France and Americans know France.
yeah.
The other one is I think the color aspect does have. Oh, what's that noise?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think the color aspect does have a part to play to a certain level. I think if Doncic was black, you know, he might have gotten more hype. But bro, show us a picture of him again. Show us a picture of him again.
All right, hold on. Let me bring it up, man.
Don't do body shaming, please.
He's not fat. He's like Cartman and South Park. He's big boned.
But imagine that picture on the NBA 2K25 game cover.
He's already on the 2K22 cover though.
That's a bad bot killing athletes right there.
No, but you know, I get where AK is coming from because, like, again, we're not here to body shame, but like, can this be the face of the NBA?
Bro, look at Giannis. Look how Giannis is built.
Yeah,
he gets marketed. That plays a part, bro. But this guy's built like my uncle, man. Like at a point, like you need to, you know, at a point. I think those play a reason. But if you're talking just pure performance, you get a lot more marketing than he does. But yeah.
Luka reminds me of like one of those guys that you go to your local YMCA, like you see a older white guy, you don't think he can hoop, and then the game starts, he just starts hitting crazy threes, fadeaways, all kinds of shots.
No. Basically, you know what it's like? Like, again, have you guys seen a white man can't jump? It's that whole thing of like when Woody Harrelson steps like, and then whoa, he just starts playing. I don't know what's
the remake.
Wait, we don't do remakes here, bro. We don't
No,
do remakes.
That Jackalo remake, man, that shit was trash.
I didn't even bother.
Garbage.
But you know, apparently they said like Woody Harrelson is actually better at basketball than Wesley Snipes. He's actually really good, Woody Harrelson. So they say he was actually better. Okay, so guys, so look, we all know this is gonna happen. So like, Wolves ain't doing nothing, bro. So we can actually have a little preview of this. And obviously, like when it starts, we'll be doing like post-match Hangout to this. So Mavs and Celtics is our finals. Okay, please don't give me any Wolves 4 in a row crap. So Elijah, do you think Kyrie will punch a fan in the face in one of the games? It's a real question. I don't know why you're laughing. It's a real question, bro. I didn't crack a joke. I asked a simple question. Do you think he's going to punch someone in the face in one of the games?
You know what would be the most disgusting thing? Because they don't like the guy, is if they sweep Boston and they win the title in Boston.
That would be freaking crazy. Actually, no. They won't though, because the first two games are in Boston. Then the next two games are in Dallas.
That's right. Yeah, sorry. No,
so basically, it's hard to be like, let's say,
game
5. Or like 6. Basically, basically.
No, game 5 or 7. Game 6.
No, bro.
No, game 5 or 7.
7. The big thing is game 7, and he hits the game winner.
Yeah,
bro, there'll be a riot, bro.
In Boston.
In Boston.
Game 7.
Kyrie
basically 4 seconds. They're down 2. Hits a 3. What? Disney Plus, bro.
And
Disney
not only
Plus.
that, I think if he wins a final with the Mavs, that will get him officially out of LeBron's shadow.
Yes.
Where basically, because
he was never in LeBron's shadow.
Would he? Wait. Would he need to win Finals MVP? Would he need to win Finals MVP?
No.
So basically, if Mavs win, but Luka wins Finals MVP, does he step outside of the shadow? Like he sort of does.
He wins without LeBron. That's the thing.
No, he does.
He does.
Yes. No, he does. He definitely does. Because let's go.
KD narrative looking nasty.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, because if you look at Kyrie without LeBron, no final conference. Like I think this is gonna be the first time he's
the first time,
Yeah, but
and
let's
the team is been on He went to the Celtics. He got injured. They went to the conference final. When he came back, you know what happened there. And then they had the
The
debacle with
Nets,
Brooklyn, the Nets. So yeah,
The narrative, man.
honestly, if we're talking about revival of a career, especially what happened with him in Brooklyn, with all the, we know what happened with that stuff, the tweet. That would be a crazy that would be a crazy 180 on his career. From at some points we were thinking he was never going to play in the league anymore. To getting back to the final and winning the championship, that would be crazy.
Oh no! It's like it is a Disney Plus storyline, bro. It is a Disney Plus storyline.
Brendan Olsen stepping on that song, by the way.
But this was hilarious, bro.
He hasn't been in the Celtics since he's done that, by the way. He's 0-11. Home and away.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. You see, now let's look at the adverse though. It would be pretty fucked up if Celtics sweep them.
Oh, that would be
I think we're gonna
now that would be.
But you know,
That's not happening.
No, but he was.
How is it not happening?
He's going to be bad for Luka though.
Celtics sweeping the Mavs?
Wait, hold on. Errol, and I'll come to D. Errol, go for it. What are you saying, Errol?
I feel like if they get sweep, it's going to be bad for Luka because he's never going to have like this one thing on Tatum because they're fighting to be the face of the league. You know what I mean? So if Luka gets swept, that's crazy. Like whatever he does, he will never be the face of the league. They're going to be like have always this narrative of like he was swept by Celtics. You know, Tatum, Jalen Brown. Yeah, Jalen Brown. And Kyrie's he's a bum. He's never gonna leave like LeBron shadows and stuff like that. So if I'm Luka, bro, I'm gonna sacrifice one leg, bro, to win that championship.
Well, sacrifice a leg.
Yes. He's already playing with one knee though, so I'm like
can we all agree that this is the worst?
What's called it? D, go for it. Thoughts on the final.
Can we all agree that this is the worst final runs of all time from the Eastern Conference? Boston, it's every round they've gone through, it's been injury. Their best players have always been injured. So
we have an injured player too, though.
Porzingis, he's not even your top.
Are you really saying
he's not really like
just 20 points a game?
He's key though. He's key,
but like
he averages 20 points a game.
Jimmy Butler, Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Halliburton, 3 star players.
I'll give you the first 2 rounds, but the Pacers, I don't think so.
No.
They're
The
really
Pacers,
good.
this series should have been 2-2. It should have been 2-2 if it wasn't for the coach Rick Carlisle. Let's just be honest. I think
break Carlisle.
Yeah. I think this this Celtics team reminds me of a certain team, PSG. The amount of times they've got to the conference finals and lost is disgusting. And in that final 2022, they should have won that against the geriatric Steph Curry. They should have won that whole final.
Don't do that.
I was at that game 6. He went crazy.
No, they should no.
Don't do that. No. Steph Curry went crazy. Curry went crazy.
They've gone 2-1 up, right? And after that, they lost every single game. I think this is gonna be 6 games.
Last year, Tatum got injured in Game 7, though.
What Game 7?
Against the Miami
Heat. You guys were gonna lose anyways. You guys went 3 down.
He got injured like in the first quarter. What do you mean? We came back from
3-0,
and he got injured in the first
you never know.
round.
Come on. He came back 3-3. You never know, bro.
But the stats say if a team goes 3-0 up, they always lose. So they were
we tied it, and he got injured in the first quarter.
It doesn't matter. You went 3-0 down to
you just said injuries matter.
So about this series, who are you taking for this series?
Mavs in 6. I don't trust Boston Celtics in the clutch. I don't trust them. Against this Pacers team, they should have lost like 2 games. Let's just be honest. Against this Pacers team, they should have lost 2 games. So I don't trust them. I trust Luka more than Tatum.
Okay, so if because someone just put that. So if Porzingis comes back and is fully fit, you're still saying Mavs in 6.
Yeah, Porzingis.
Did you watch any of the games you played against?
They've gone through all. They've already dropped 2 games with a key player missing.
No, Porzingis is good.
Both those games were fluke games.
As well?
The Mavs are not missing like anyone serious. They're missing.
Yeah.
They're not missing anyone. But listen,
isn't there cleverly, mate?
Yeah, Porzingis is good offensively, but defensively, I don't trust him. I do not trust him. If they, what, Boston likes to switch. They're a switch team, and if Luka switched on to Porzingis, that's easy, money.
Nah,
Did you watch what we did to Dallas in the regular season though when they kept doing that?
No, but you get switched though. You get switched.
Wait. So what's
No,
it
but
called?
we played.
Wait, Slade. What are you saying about this series, bro? Slade.
I'm excited. I really want Kristaps to be back, just so it can be more evenly matched. Because, I mean, who's the Celtics big right now? I know they sub in like that Cornet dude and
Howard.
It's
Al
Horford. Isn't Al Horford still?
Yeah, Horford's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't want to see geriatric Al Horford go up against PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. But I mean, I feel like if the Celtics don't win it now, it's just
we're asleep already. We're already sleeping, so we're sleeping fully. So, yeah. Slade, go for Slade.
I feel like if the Celtics don't win it now, it's just like what else? Like what else are they supposed to do? You know what I mean?
Go again next year.
I mean they can.
No,
but it's just
because people say like, okay, if they don't win, break it up. It's like these guys aren't like old and washed.
Yeah,
and it's like no. Here's the thing though. It's the manner in which they lose. If they lose in 7 games and it's close, go again next year. Now, if they lose like in 5 or they lose in 6, then it's like, okay, let's start asking some questions. So I think it's how they lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's far
who
too
would they even
evenly
trade
matched
as well?
Yeah, exactly. That's if they lose,
Yeah.
you can't improve the squad. Like how are you gonna improve?
Yeah,
the
like
squad?
what do you do?
And the thing is that let's be real, like if you look at the Eastern Conference, like they still be the best team. So over the next 2-3 years, I don't see anyone catching them up. Or so
what's it called? Like actually, how many finals did the Cavs make before winning? Was it like I think it was 2? Or was it 1?
No, it was 1. They lost the first one.
Okay, it was 1. Yeah, 1, and then the second one. Then So yeah. So okay, so you're taking Mavs.
Mavs in 7. I don't.
Kyrie wins it in India.
Kyrie wins it in Boston. I just don't think that the Celtics size-wise really have it. I don't think they have an answer for Gafford and PJ Washington.
They don't.
Like against us, against the Thunder, we're a good defensive team, but we're small and like we didn't have an answer for them. PJ Washington was in game 6. He didn't do anything up until that 4th quarter. Then he turned it on. That's what fucked us over. But it's just the ability for their role players to just turn it on in those crucial moments. I want to see Derek Lively come back. But yeah, I think Mavs in 7.
So does anyone here believe Celtics win?
I do.
No.
It's crazy.
Apart from the guy who lives in Massachusetts.
Yes, I do.
Penny. So why are you thinking Boston win?
Because for me, I still think they're the best team, and I think
so if Luka and Kyrie are fully fit, no injuries, and Mavs are fully healthy, you still take Celtics.
That's the thing is that I want to see the type of adjustment they might make in game, because if you look at I think they have defenders that can like Drew Holiday and Derek White. They're great perimeter defenders, but obviously the offense switch. Even Brown and Tatum, so. They can switch, but they're still very good defenders. And yeah, for me, I think that they're a good matchup against the Mavs. I still think they're a better team, and I think that like Luka and Kyrie, they have to play like crazy games. Like they're gonna have to play crazy games, and I think that both of them are gonna have to be on it every game. And I defensively, I still think that Boston, like I still think that they can at least hold one guy. And if the two of them are not, I think that if Doncic and Kyrie, they have to be to win. I think both of them have to be on every night. And I think that Boston, they have enough good defenders that they can at least stop one of them. And I think that if one of them is not on it, I still think that Boston, they're gonna win.
So you're saying Celtics in 7?
Now, Celtics in 5 or 6.
What? No, stop it.
No,
that's not happening before.
Stop that. It ain't going. It's on 5.
It's not going to 5, bro.
I can see 5 or 6. I won't be surprised.
Wait, Kenny. If Kyrie and Luka are fit, 5 games?
That's not happening.
But like I said, but the thing is that Boston, they still have great. Like they have great. Drew Holiday is a good defender, but Derek White is a great defender, one of the best defenders. Yeah, Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, they're no slouch as well on defense.
Tatum is a good defender. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great defense. Like I said, I feel like they have matchup wise. I think that they're a very well constructed team, and offensively, they're not going to struggle like the T Wolves. Like they're still very good offense, and I like Luka and all that stuff. But like Luka is not the best defenders. I think that they can match. They can hunt as well for some of the players. Kyrie as well.
Yeah, they'll hunt for Luka.
Yeah, they run for Luka, and like for me, they're just a better team, and I just think that this year they. So even if Luka and Kyrie, I'm still picking it.
What's it called? AK. What are you saying, bro? AK.
Is this with Porzingis back?
So let's just say, let's say best case scenario. Everyone is fit. Best case scenario.
Best case scenario, I'll be honest, bro. I think Celtics in 6.
Bro, why does everyone think Porzingis is that good? Porzingis is another Miles Turner.
Nah, Porzingis is way better than Turner, but like he also stretches the defense.
He's a big man.
You guys don't watch the games. You just go off Twitter.
So why
Celtics in 6? Actually, I might change it. Actually, Celtics in 7. Actually, not 6 yet. I think I'll be closer, but bro, I'll be real, bro. The likes of Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Derek Wood, they're all good defenders. They can all switch very effectively in offense and defense. And for me, as much as the Luka, Kyrie, the backcourt is there, I've never been like that impressed with the Mavs' defense. And I feel like just in terms of like the storyline, I feel like it feels almost like, you know how Man City finally won the UCL and completed the treble. They came close, and they finally did it. That's how I feel about the Celtics this season. I think the past couple seasons they've come close, almost won the finals, but I think this time they're gonna do it.
And let's go. They have the experience as well of being there.
Yeah.
All of them.
In terms of scheme, in terms of scheme, OKC is not a shooting team. They don't space you out like Boston does. That's why like everything is just into the paint. Shea just shoots mid ranges. Same thing with Ant. He likes to attack the paint. They're not allowing him to, so the bigs are eating good. Boston, they space you out. When we played Dallas in the regular season, I mean, all they did was struggle. Luka couldn't mismatch Hunt because when you call Porzingis for a pick, they just immediately switch and bring a better defender with them. It's not that hard to hide one player who's a bad defender.
Yeah. If Porzingis comes back and he's healthy, he's gonna pick and pop. So Lively and Gafford are gonna have to either let him shoot the 3, which he can make, or come out and create more space for Brown and Tatum to drive, because they can just
mismatch Hunt.
Yeah,
Luka and Kyrie in the when we played them, they're not good defenders.
They're not.
So Warren, so you're not scared of Kyrie and the comeback story?
Luka,
because it will be Kyrie on a mission, bro.
I'm not scared of Kyrie that much. I'm more Luka. Luka's the main problem. Like if Luka just gets stats and he doesn't assist and anything else, we're gonna be fine.
So okay, so what? So you're saying 7 or 6?
Say 6.
Hey, Church, can I talk about this?
6. Well, okay, John, talk to me.
I want your opinion on when we played you guys. What did you think?
Oh, you talk about me? I can't lie.
When we played you guys.
During the regular season, I cannot lie. The Celtics were just the better team. They just dominated us like in every single regular season game. But the reason
they compete in all those games too, because I know Jason Kidd was trying.
The reason why I think that it will be different this time around is because I feel like just now with like now starting to mesh with our new role players we got with with Gafford and PJ Washington. I feel like Luka is now playing like he's starting to, I feel like he's getting better. Him and Kyrie are starting to mesh well. So I feel like it would be closer. I won't lie. This is definitely gonna be the hardest series we're gonna face because the thing about the Celtics is that they have like elite defense around the perimeter. Like
Drew Holiday is a problem, bro. Drew Holiday is
it's not even Drew Holiday because I'm not even worried about Drew. It's Tatum and Brown because they're bigger. Luka doesn't you can speed him up, but what gets him is length. Pause. What was it? So putting Tatum around on him, putting was it Brown on him. That's gonna be tricky. That's why I think that if Dallas has to win, I still think Luka is gonna be the best player on the court. But if Dallas wants to win, Luka has to be A1. He has to be Luka Doncic. That's the only way. That's the only way I see Dallas winning this series. If I'm being honest. No, I'm saying it's a Mavs fan.
Adash, wait, saying, bro. How do you say the series, bro? Adash, what's it called? Ariel B, talk to me.
I'm not gonna lie. This series is gonna be really interesting, like for matchups and everything. Like Boston's defense. Although I feel like Boston's their system is way like if they're not able to like shoot threes, they're just gonna shoot threes. I don't know if you see what I mean, because I feel
So
like
you're saying that they don't have a plan B.
yeah, because
True.
I don't know if you
Because
I don't know if
Indiana.
you watch Jason Tatum playing with Aime Udoka, when like sometimes he will just like go in the paint and just shoot some mid ranges, but like now it's more like just give me the ball, shoot threes, give it pass threes, and I was like, bro, are we watching the Man City of basketball right now? Because that's literally what they're doing. Pass the ball. Oh, we have space. We shoot threes. So I don't know if the Mav defense can like defend the 3-point shooting, because if you watch the OKC games and the Clipper games, where like sometimes they couldn't stop like James Harden and what's the name of the Clipper guy, Norman Powell, where like they were just freaking shooting trees and like the bigs weren't getting out. But like when they found a way where like they couldn't like stop in the in the post, because they were able to like block the post, and like James Harden being James Harden bricked it, like they won the game. But now I'm not sure if they will be able to stop like Boston, because I feel like there's like a way like they're like a good all team where like they're just threes. So I don't know. And also the role players at Dallas, bro. I'm not gonna lie, PJ Washington and Derek Jones, they need to be on the A games, because when Luka gives you the ball, just shoot those threes and they need to be in. And I feel like the Celtics game needs to be two things. Unless you let Luka and Kyrie kill us and we stop the role players, or we stop Luka and Kyrie and we die by the role players. So that's like the Boston.
No, for me, I think in all of these kind of games, role players are going to be very key. Obviously, the smart players are key, but if your role players show up and if your bench shows up, that is always a very key tipping point. You know,
I think
It's always a very
Celtics
typical-
role players are better, Albion. Yeah, like
Celtics role
Derek
players are
White,
better, yeah.
Drew Holiday. Well, they're better.
Yeah,
better,
they get
yeah.
No, I would say they're more
Hardaway's been
experienced.
playing.
No, they're way more experienced. That's what I'm going to say.
What's it called? Elijah, how you seeing this series, bro? Elijah.
Hold on. Okay, sorry, my mic was acting. Honestly, I have two results. I think because another thing is, this is also for Boston. If they win the title, they break the record for NBA titles, because it'll be at 18, and then that would only happen if they win in 5. I think in order for Boston to really put this away, they really don't be offensive. You know me, I'm Switzerland.
You've got to be a Sith. You've got to be, because for me, I'm sticking with. I'm saying Mavs in 7. I'm saying Mavs in 7.
I am as well. My other result is Mavs in 7, or Mavs win at the crib.
Let's say 6 or 7. But if I should no. Mavs in 6. Mavs in 6. That's my final answer.
Boston has a terrible home record.
Yeah, Boston's home record is not that great, but then honestly, let's be really realistic. I think the NBA is really going to push the script. They're going to push for Boston, so I'll go Boston in 5.
Stop it.
In 5?
Stop it.
Boston
No
in
way.
5.
That's not happening.
In 5 is
The
crazy.
references are like whistle and cheat, but okay. Wait, so actually, so you feel the powers that be wants a Boston win over a Mavs win?
Yes, because for historical purposes, and then
even you can push Tatum. You can push Tatum as well because they'll finally have a championship.
Exactly, and then it'll cause LA fans to go berserk.
Okay, hold on then. So if Luka wins this Finals MVP, does this count as dud? If he's fighting against the refs?
Anyway, like if he wins it, it would be a great one, especially if you look compared to the beginning of the season, and then the trade they makes and all that stuff. Like if he wins it, that would be like, I think that would be one of the best titles in the last few years.
Yeah.
Especially for us, like his team, like he has a decent team, but this team is nowhere near like.
No.
I'm seeing Carl Anthony Towns practice more 3-pointers before the game.
That guy, I'm not gonna lie to you. Since he left university, I think he was on the.
Do you know that there should be like a
the Mavericks though?
You know, I think there should be a ban where say like, if you can't shoot threes, don't shoot threes. Like, why does everyone think that they can shoot threes? Bro?
But Carl Anthony Towns is
Steph Curry. Not everybody.
Carl Anthony Towns is a good 3-point shooter. It's just having a bad season. He's a good shooter.
Big purr.
And I'm not even gonna lie. For those that if you just watch NBA only, I do also recommend watching American University basketball. Carl Anthony Towns was on the Kentucky team that won 38 games in a row. They get to the national semifinal, and he drops the most disgusting disaster class.
Bro, how was your first pick though? That kills me every day.
Exactly. That's what I also asked that question too.
Who's in the draft?
Draft was kind of average though.
But you know what's killing me is like we need there's like some asterisks on like first picks. Like remember the 2020 first pick, like they got him and like he was trash. I don't remember, was it 2020 or 2019? The Luka trading the Luka draft. All the
he was 18.
Yeah,
bro, 18.
No, but I think they selected him because he played like he played in Phoenix like in uni as well.
Yeah.
He was
But still, bro, that's killing me.
And the thing that and you know, college as well, uni. He actually played in uni in America, so I think that's why they. And
let me check this out.
I think that's why
these are all the first picks. Because did Jordan go 1?
No, he went 3.
Third, yeah.
Oh, he went 3. Oh, damn. Wait, what was Jordan's year?
It was 84. Yeah. Akeem went first,
and
then the famous Sam Bowie went second.
Derek Coleman. Oh yeah, Shaq. Chris Webber. Glenn Robinson. Oh my gosh, Joe Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so went first. Tim Duncan went first. Okay.
What was that year that KD was second?
KD was second.
Wait. What year was
KD was 2007.
KD was 2007.
Greg Oden. Greg Oden.
No, he was nice in college, but he got ravaged by injuries.
Derrick Rose. Bro, without injuries, that guy could have been the next great. Without injuries, bro, Derrick Rose was ridiculous. Bro.
Yeah, he was.
Also, Kyrie went first. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, you know what they say about John Wall in DC?
Wait. What did they say about John Wall in DC?
So the game would finish, and John Wall would beat all the fans to the club, like before. The first one there, like his jerseys in the rafters at Rose Bar.
Oh,
wait, Anthony I didn't know Bennett. Anthony Davis was the first draft.
Yes. Anthony Bennett might be the biggest flop of all time.
Bro, this guy's a bomb, bro. This might be one of the biggest bombs. Ben Simmons, bro.
Bro, Zion, bro.
Markel Fultz. No,
man. My boy is magic, man.
No, some of these first picks, I ain't gonna lie.
Also, Hawks are the first pick.
Man, these Canadians.
What do you think about it? Kwame Brown, Elton Brand, you know,
Chris
Webber was Derek Coleman, Pervis Ellison, you know,
How
Brad
good was
Doherty.
Brad Doherty.
James Worthy.
Man, there were a lot of these guys that were not.
Yeah, like they didn't pan out.
Wiggins back-to-back years.
They call him Nervous Purvis because he.
Andrew Wiggins, man, the hype this guy had, man, that shit was crazy.
Wiggins, imagine if we kept Shaq, man, and Penny, bro.
Hey, Chase,
Imagine, bro.
98,
Man,
they call
stop,
him the
man.
Candy Man, Michael Oliver
Yeah,
Candy. They only
even
picked
even
because Hakeem was nice.
Too, man.
even Shaq, man, when you forgot that finals against Hakeem, no.
Okay, so look, I mean, obviously we'll be back at the fan, but I just want to just go around to see what all of our picks are. But we may change our picks. So we'll go around. So my pick, and this is your final answer. You can only pick one answer, so no sitting on the fence, Elijah. So I'm saying Mavs in 6. Elijah, what are you saying? Final answer, bro. Elijah.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with your Chelsea people who are very not serious.
Please don't. Please don't. Sorry.
Honestly, but because of what I'm saying, Boston in 5. Sorry.
What? All right, Kenny, what are you saying?
Bro, you're high, man.
I said the same. I said Boston in 5
I'm
or
happy
6.
to be wrong. I'm happy
Boston
to be
Boston
wrong.
in
The
5.
light, man. You guys
5
have
or
seen the
6.
light, man.
I'm saying
right.
Boston in 5 or
And
6.
you know, as you say this though, these guys are going to lose game 1.
Yeah, they're gonna lose game 1 or 2.
Even if they get those game 1, they still can win in 5 or 6.
They'll beat them 4 straight time. This guy's crazy.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
AK, what are you saying, bro?
Boston in 7.
Ariel B.
Mavs in 7.
Wow. Now that would be a storyline. If it's Mavs in 7, Kyrie has to hit the game winner, bro, and step on the low logo at the end. Adam, what are you saying?
I got the Mavs in 7. Kyrie game went on the parquet floor in Boston.
Oh my!
You guys are Disney Plus, man. You guys are.
Kenny, we're all subscribing to because it would be a crazy story though. What are you saying?
Mavs in 6. I trust Kyrie and Luka more in the clutch.
Damn. Warren, defend your boys, bro.
Boston in 5 or 6.
No, choose 5 or 6.
6. They're gonna get exposed defensively. Watch.
Ooh. Guys, we'll be back here for Friday for game 1, guys. Peace out. One love.